On this edition of Memphis Energized, the third largest storm in recent history ravages our area, leaving many of our neighbors in the dark. Businesses in Memphis and Shelby County take advantage of a program that helps save enough energy to power thousands of homes. And how small change is poised to make a big difference for the energy burdened in our community. We'll talk about those stories and much more on this edition of Memphis Energized. And welcome to Memphis Energized, a half-hour television program that features important news from Memphis Light, Gas and Water. I'm your host, Michelle McKissick. Our first story revisits the aftermath of straight-line winds which brought devastation to our area, the likes of which had not been seen in more than a decade, leaving nearly half of MLGW customers without power. Here's Memphis Energized correspondent Tamara Nolan to tell us more.
May 27th is a day many in our area will not soon forget. That's because as straight-line winds blew through our area at close to 11 p.m., it disrupted the lives of many of our citizens. Within the 30 minutes following the storm, MLGW's crisis team had begun planning restoration efforts. Of course, at the time, no one knew the extent of the damage.
This is one of the biggest power outage events in the history of Shelby County. Ranking behind the ice storm of 1994 and Hurricane Elvis in 2003.
The wreckage is now legendary. 188,000 customers lost power. Nearly 600 trees were toppled, and by some estimates, about 1,000 homes were damaged. At the height of the storm, wind gusts exceeded 100 miles per hour, enough to destroy the granite monument dedicated to local hero Tom Lee. The storm has since been named in his honor. An unprecedented 101 contract line crews and 78 tree trimming crews supplemented MLGW's workforce, working around the clock for 10 days. One of those MLGW employees working to get the power back on was Ronnie Thomas. While there were many employees involved in restoration efforts, linemen, electric distribution and operations staff, safety specialists, technical support, logistics, and communications personnel, what makes Thomas so unique was the fact that he was not only without power, his home was completely destroyed due to the storm. His wife, Martha Thomas, narrowly escaped when a tree fell on their home, trapping her inside.
I seen this huge tree that was in my backyard had completely fell clean through my house. And they was telling me that my wife was okay, they could hear her, but they was having a hard time getting to her.
It took firefighters about 2.5 hours to free Martha.
I know they was telling her to, try to be calm and don't move as much because they could feel that tree shifting. And they was telling us once she got out of there, well, they told me that if I had been there, one of us wouldn't be here today because that tree was about 5 to 7 inches from crushing her. And I'm just thankful that none of that had happened.
Once Thomas got his family settled and knew his wife was safe and sound, he returned to work to assist with getting other customers back online.
I made sure that I could come to work because still in all, I still have a job to do. It's my job to be here.
Ronnie works in an MLGW warehouse. His job is to make sure crews have the supplies they need.
We was constantly getting things shipped in because we use a lot of material, a lot of wire, a lot of copper, all the materials that would be able to get the power back on.
At the time we spoke to Ronnie, he was still living in a hotel. Despite the ordeal he and his wife have been through, he remains positive.
And I'm just trying to get my home back and get my wife, some help that she needs because she is really going through something right now. And all in all, I'm just thankful.
For Memphis Energized, I'm Tamara Nolan.
Thank you, Tamara. Thankfully, there wasn't any loss of life or severe injuries reported because of the storm. A major weather event like the Tom Lee storm reminds us to be prepared for the unexpected. Chip Washington files this report on how having an emergency kit can be a lifesaver when the power goes out.
The Shelby County Office of Preparedness, as its name implies, is always vigilant and works to make sure residents are ready for the unexpected.
The Shelby County Office of Preparedness has a twofold mission. The first one is emergency management, which we saw a lot of over the last several weeks with our Memorial Day storm. The second is Homeland Security, and basically in our Homeland Security mission, we do a lot of public education, the active shooter. We talk about some of the threats that are out there to our community.
When disaster strikes, Lane's department emphasizes the importance of having a plan.
Where's my safe place in my home? We don't want to wait till the storm is bearing down on us to try to figure out that safe place. So we know in a tornado type event, we want to go to the lowest level floor, stay away from windows, flying glass and those kind of things, preferably an interior place, in a hallway, maybe an interior bathroom, something like that. And better yet, if you had a storm shelter. There's some more long-term planning that we can do with building a survival kit. Many times these storms, as much as first responders want to get to us and help, many times they're overwhelmed, and so we have to be able to protect ourselves during these type of incidents. Keeping important copies of important documents in a kit, in a place where that if you had to immediately jump up and evacuate, you could.
In addition to having a survival kit, people should consider how they will communicate with loved ones in a crisis.
Sometimes in these events, our cell phones will go down, but we may have an opportunity to get to a phone that's working, and if we're separated, we need to understand who that person is outside of our area, outside the impacted area, that we can all call and share information with.
Lane says there are resources which can help make putting your personal preparedness plan together relatively easy.
One of the best tools that I've seen out there is put out by the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency, and it is a Ready Tennessee app that's good for just about any smartphone, and you can go in and it'll help you develop that survival kit, the things that need to be in it. It'll tell you the differences between watches and warnings. It'll identify some of the most common threats to our area. So it kind of walks you through step by step those things that you can do to prepare yourself in advance and things that you can do immediately following. It also has shelter information. It has the Tennessee Department of Transportation cameras available on there. So it's really a one-stop shop for preparedness. Another way residents can prepare for a natural or man-made threat is to attend the special training classes the Office of Preparedness offers. They are free of charge. On the Homeland Security side, we see today probably one of our greatest threats, or is our greatest threat, is a homegrown violent extremist. That's someone who is being indoctrinated through the internet, who decides that they're going to commit a terrorist incident on their own. We teach run, hide, fight. We've done that for over 6,000 people in this last year alone. Businesses, community groups, churches, and basically it helps you plan just for those few moments before law enforcement arrives to help. The second thing we do is CERT training, Community Emergency Response Team training. And in that training, we teach people how to survive. The course covers first aid, basic fire suppression, identifying hazards that are common with disasters, and much more. There's a CERT training class coming up September 23rd. For more information on active shooter training or CERT classes, call 901-222-6706. For Memphis Energized, I'm Chip Washington.
Thanks, Chip. MLGW is now in its second year of full smart meter deployment. The goal is to have all of the utility's million-plus meters, electric, gas, and water, converted from analog to automated or smart by 2020. The new technology will save on operational costs, including reduced personnel resulting from attrition. It will also mean several service enhancements for our customers. Here's what's in it for you. Customers won't be inconvenienced by having to leave their gates unlocked on meter reading day. You can keep your property safe and pets secure in their own backyard. You can monitor your usage daily on MLGW.com. You'll know how much you use and can make adjustments if you choose to save on your bill. Only customers with smart meters can take advantage of prepay. You can choose to break up your bill into more manageable payments. You can make smaller and more frequent payments conveniently from your phone or the web. And prepay helps you save energy. In other cities, prepay customers who knew exactly what they used each month reduced electricity usage by as much as 12%. Get your utilities connected in about an hour. In the past, appointments were set and services connected within a 4-hour window. Smart meters reduce the wait. Know about leaks and electricity problems sooner. Water leak detection and meter alerts mean MLGW can notify you of a problem before there's damage. No estimated bills. In the past, extreme weather would keep MLGW from reading your bill every month. Smart meters are read remotely, so there's no guessing. Lower costs and fees are a huge benefit. Reductions in MLGW's workforce and operational costs mean reduced fees for services. Remember, this will not mean layoffs. Rather, as employees transition to other jobs or retire, those positions will not be replaced. Learn more about the Smart Meter project by going to mlgw.com/smartmeter. Local businesses are making the switch to become more energy efficient, saving on their utility bills and reducing energy waste. Technicolor was among 414 businesses in Memphis and Shelby County that signed up for Energy Right Solutions in 2016. This program allows commercial customers to earn utility savings and rebates that help them recover some of the cost of energy efficient upgrades. In total, the program helped businesses save 26 million kilowatts of energy last year. Those significant savings garnered recognition from the Tennessee Valley Authority. TVA honored MLGW with its 2016 Top Performer Award for success with the Energy Right Solutions program. Business customers can find more information about how the program works and available incentives at MLGW.com. Don't go away. There's more Memphis Energized after the break. Stay tuned.
Share the Pennies needs your change to make a change. You can help ease the burden of a neighbor in need of home weatherization repairs. Your small change is all it takes to make a big difference. You may choose to opt out anytime, but for less than $12 a year, why would you?
I'm in.
I'm in.
We're in!
For more info, visit our website or call 544-6549. All you have to do is care.
George!
Yes, dear.
George! George!
What now, Gladys?
That man next door is digging again.
Not again.
I bet he didn't call 811 before he dug. George? What does gas smell like?
Know what's below. MLGW reminds you to call 811 before you dig, even for small projects.
From a young age, we learn not to touch a hot stove and not to play with electricity. We learn that distinctive rotten egg smell of natural gas and to get out if we sense it, and what to do during a power outage. In the unlikely event there is a problem, you need the reliability experts at MLGW. Take baby steps now by correcting hazards both inside and outside your home. Stay safe. Learn more at mlgw.com/babysteps.
Welcome back. In the spring, TVA awarded MLGW with a grant to help some in our community who are energy burdened. The energy burdened are low-income customers who pay a large portion of their income on utility bills. Even though MLGW has the lowest utility rates in the country, because of poor insulation and lack of weatherization, these households waste a lot of energy and can have high utility bills. Thanks to the grant funds, MLGW was able to identify households in need of energy efficiency repairs, and work is beginning to get these homes in shape.
Trudy Rogers is among 125 Memphis area residents testing a new home weatherization pilot developed by TVA and the Tennessee Housing Development Agency. We took a visit to Rogers' home to discuss her main weatherization issues and to determine which repairs should be made to help lower her utility costs.
The house has several problems. It has the door to the left, needs some work done on it, mainly heating and air unit. I have some fans in the bathroom that's not working. And I have some problems with my attic installation and keeping the house warm in the wintertime and cool in the summertime. My comfort level right now is in between a 4 and 5 because it gets hot in here, and with the fans that I have about 4 or 5 fans going. It cools it off at night, but in that 90-degree weather it's like a sauna, so I'm just doing the best I can.
Each home will go through an inspection before the weatherization repairs are made. MLGW energy technician David Wright looked at the home's HVAC system, air sealing, insulation, and the water heater.
One of the customer concerns right now is that cooling unit inside is not working, and a good indication that it's not doing what it should be doing. The unit been running for a minute or two now. So as I'm holding my hand over the unit, the fan is blowing cool air across my hand, indicating that it's not pulling the heat out of the house where it's supposed to do. So then there's a strong indication that this unit is not working properly, as she said before. So we're going to look at also this unit from the inside and see the cooler on the inside as well. Another one of the measurements that we use is for us inspecting the weatherization of a home. If we look at the doors as well, and what we're mainly looking for on the door, when you close this door up, you shouldn't see any light coming around the edges of the door or the outside perimeters. If you got light, that's an indication that the weather stripping is not doing its job or has worn down or there's none at all. Just allowing for air to come through or penetrate through the door. So then in return, it's going to make the unit work harder to keep the house cool at this particular point right here. Also too, the threshold down here, as you see, has some damage to it. That also can allow for air penetration to come in or air exfiltration, air to go out as you heat and cool your house.
During a full inspection, TVA energy technicians look at the areas of the home where residents can save on energy dollars.
So one thing I'm looking at here is that I have taken the doors off the unit, off the furnace, so I can look inside of here and check the filter. First thing I noticed that there's no filter rack here. A filter rack actually sits at the bottom of this type of unit, at the bottom, and the filter actually goes on the rack. What it's doing is taking the return air, pulling the return air out of the house, running it back through the unit, either heating or cooling the return air, which makes the unit more efficient. Now, we notice here that the filter here was just hanging down in there, and the filter is also dirty. So you're looking at a filter here, right, that's probably only allowing about 40% of the air to return back to the unit, which you want 100%. You want as much return air as you got supply air going to your rooms to heat and cool your house. So with this return air being stifled like this here, being stagnated like this, it makes the unit work harder and run longer.
Moving on to the attic, Wright inspects the installation, which looks good. And next, he takes a look at the water heater.
What we're looking at now, we're in the attic, we're checking out the customer water heater. Trying to see if there are any issues up here with the water heater. What she has here is a 40-gallon storage tank water heater. It's an electrical water heater. One of the things we're looking for is we're looking for any type of leakage anywhere on this water heater system. We check the fittings, make sure there's no leaking around the fittings, make sure there's no leak off the drain line here going to the drain pan. We look for any indication that there's a water leak when we come to homes and do our inspections on the home for these type of issues like the water heater here, for instance.
Once the weatherization process is complete, Rogers can expect to see a 25% savings in her energy costs. If successful, this pilot will be used as a process for future residential grants for the U.S. Department of Energy. Rogers was not only happy to know the upcoming weatherization repairs will save money, she was thrilled about the potential of living more comfortably in her home through the hot summers in Memphis.
I applied with TVA because I was simply just tired of being burned up. I had burned up for about 2 summers, and I knew it was something out there and somebody somewhere that could assist me and help me with the problem that I was having. So I applied with TVA, and it came through, and now their contractors are about to do the work.
For Memphis Energized, I'm Lillian Johnson.
Although the TVA grant provides much needed assistance, it is only able to help a small number of households, and the demand for weatherization repairs in our community is great. That's why a group of community activists, the Memphis City Council, and MLGW are hoping the redesign of the Share the Pennies program will make a big impact, pooling small change to make a big difference for our county's most vulnerable citizens.
In the Southern Alliance for Clean Energy, we've been working in the Southeast since around 1985 to really try to help communities make responsible energy choices, both to protect our climate and then also ensure that everyone's living fulfilled lives where they can afford their energy and we have less pollution going into the environment. We've formed a partnership with NAACP as well as the local Sierra Club branch here called Just Energy Memphis. And it really is looking at how do we lift communities away from these energy burdens. We have very low rates, so we looked at really its consumption. People are using a lot of energy most of the time in small homes, apartments, where you really should not be needing to use that much energy to keep you comfortable. And we realized that it is high consumption that's the problem, and those are a result of poor housing, lack of capital to be able to fix up your home. We found out that MLGW had this Share the Pennies program that wasn't really being used for a variety of reasons. And other places across the state, across where TVA serves, have changed their program so that automatically customers are in it. And if they want to get out of it, they can easily. And we found that normally the opt-out rate is not as high as you might think it is, because it is just sharing pennies each month, and most of us can afford that. Now, if you do not want to use your money in this way, MLGW has set it up so that you have a variety of ways to say no thank you. At this time, I would not like to round my bill up, and that's fine. Nobody wants to force anyone to do what they're not comfortable with. But I think a lot of people did not realize, oh, these pennies really will matter. It's maybe 50 cents, this month. What does that matter? Well, it does. If everybody in Memphis each month is 50 cents, 40 cents, 30 cents, it's all going to add up and help the people who really need the help, which will help our whole community.
You can find out more about the program at mlgw.com/sharethepennies. So far, we've talked a lot about energy efficiency, and you may be wondering what steps you can take at home, especially with the dog days of summer upon us. Well, we have some tips to keep you comfortable and hopefully reduce the impact on your wallet when the mercury rises. Here's Candace Spicer with summer cooling recommendations.
Living comfortably during a sizzling Memphis summer? No sweat. By following a few simple steps, you can chill out and still save on your energy costs. Here's how. Have a professional clean and inspect your air conditioner every year, whether you have window or central units. Check your air conditioner's filter every month for dust buildup because it can restrict the airflow and cause wear and tear on the unit. Set your thermostat at 78 degrees or higher for the most energy efficient operation. Each degree below this setting adds 6% to your cooling costs. Use a programmable thermostat to raise the temperature in your home while you're at work or away from your home more than 4 hours or longer. Do not place lamps near your thermostat because heat from the lamp will cause your air conditioner to run longer. Use fans to move the air inside your home. This gives the sensation that it is 5 degrees cooler than the actual temperature. Sleep under lightweight bedding and use fans. This will allow you to sleep comfortably. Shade windows on the sunny side of your home. You should also keep drapes closed or add room darkening shades to block out the heat from the sun. Keep the outside portion of your central air conditioner clear from dried mud, debris, and grass clippings to prevent air blockage. You can also plant trees or shrubs to shade, not block, air conditioning units. A unit operating in the shade uses as much as 10% less electricity than one operating in the sun. For more energy saving tips, visit us online at mlgw.com.
Thanks, Candace. Do you like the idea of knowing how much your utility bill is going to be even before you receive it? Then sign up for MLGW's budget billing program. With budget billing, you'll know how much your bill will be and you pay the same amount each month. Signing up for budget billing is easy. When you enroll in the program, MLGW analyzes your previous year's total usage, adjusts for rate changes and weather conditions, and divides the total into 12 monthly installments. Sign up now. It's easy to apply. Call 544-6549 or visit one of MLGW's community offices or go online to MLGW.com to download an application. Are you looking for an even easier way of keeping up with your utility bill? Then look no further than your cell phone for MLGW text alerts. Customers can sign up to receive text message notifications of billing due dates and possible impending cutoffs. Customers can register for the program at MLGW.com/text alerts. To help keep emergency lines clear for those life-threatening situations, customers are reminded to use 528-4465 only for emergencies. MLGW deemed emergencies are considered things such as gas leaks, downed electric wires, broken water mains inside a building, or unsafe street barricades. If you need to stop, start, or transfer service, call the Customer Care Center at 820-7878. Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Any other account inquiries can be addressed by calling 544-MLGW. And if typing rather than talking is more convenient for you, then you can get your questions answered with just the click of a mouse. MLGW's web chat feature for residential customers can be found at MLGW.com. Web chat is available for all residential customers from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Web chat provides a full range of service options, including the option to make payment arrangements. And as always, customers can send any of their utility-related questions and feedback to MLGW Customer Care at MLGW.org. MLGW has now added credit card machines to all of its community offices to expand payment options for customers. Customers can make those payments with Visa, MasterCard, or Discover Card. Credit card payments made at a community office are posted immediately. For your safety and to protect our employees, please remember to use caution when driving in a utility work zone. These zones located throughout the city don't have to be dangerous if you use caution. Many times you will see crews working near streets and highways when installing gas mains or working on overhead or underground power lines. Utility work zones are clearly marked with signs or work zone flaggers, so please pay attention. And remember, speed limits may be reduced in work zones. Thanks for helping to keep our employees safe so we can do the best work for you. We've covered a lot in this edition of Memphis Energized. I hope you learned a lot and will join us next time. Until then, remember to join us online at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and at MLGW.com. Until then, I'm Michelle McKissick. Thanks for watching.